Hey guys, here with another upload after a while, and this time it's on this Fluttershy episode. I'll be honest, I've been really stumped on episodes lately. I guess I've just been a little bit more out of the loop lately. I mean, I have this one huge commission that's taking up a lot of my time, and I also have to prepare for going to Japan and going back to college and everything else. But enough about my life. Let's talk about the episode. So the biggest deal in this entire thing is that we actually got to meet Fluttershy's parents for the very first time. Of every single pony in the main six, Fluttershy's parents, in fact Fluttershy's family in general, was the only family that we didn't know anything about. Here, and it's about time, we have an entire episode on it. This means it comes with new characters, 3 to be exact. Apparently, the main thing that runs in her family is soft-spokenness. Well, aside from her brother, of course. I mean, sure, it's fine. I think her dad's adorable, I think her mom's adorable, I think her whole family, besides her brother, is adorable. But I guess when it comes to shows that I really like, especially something like My Little Pony, I always hope that they're going to take a more creative direction, you know? In other words, it's easy to say, well, Fluttershy's shy, so her family must be. But it's not as easy to say, well, Fluttershy's shy, but how did she grow up shy if she has a family that's normal? Anyway, it's just a thought. It looks from this that they live in Cloudsdale, and it looks like we know a bit about Fluttershy's family already. Her dad seems to have worked at a cloud factory, and her mother might be some kind of gardener. Now, what Zephyr is, or what his cutie mark means, I have no idea, and I was actually hoping they would touch on that. You can tell it has nothing to do with main therapy. I was thinking it could just be a personality type, or represent how he flows from thing to thing, you know? Part of me thought that by the end of this episode we would find out that he's actually a jack-of-all-trades. But it was pretty clear to see that's not where the episode was going. Once again, cutie mark questions unanswered. Still, this is going to move on to my next point. It's so hard to find likable male characters in this show. It seems like even when they have a really important role, like Fluttershy's brother, they just aren't very likable. Now, I'm not really complaining that much. I mean, Sunburst was a cool guy, and so is Big Mac and Brayburn and Shining Armor. I guess it's just that male characters are so few and far between that whenever we know a male character is going to be introduced, we're always hoping that it's somebody who we can like. At least, that's usually how I feel. And to be honest, I really couldn't care less about the gender of any of the ponies. It's just that for a little girls show, it just seems like it would be an interesting balance. But, you know, the main concern here has nothing to do with gender. The episode actually wasn't that bad, and it showed a lot of sides to Fluttershy that we've never seen before, which is something that I'm going to get to a little later. It's just that a lot of us hope that we're going to like the members of the main characters' families. And as soon as we not only saw Fluttershy's parents, but figured out that she wasn't an only child, sister or brother, it just makes you excited to see what kind of pony they are. And then Zephyr trots in and, man. See, with important characters like the siblings of the main six, don't get me wrong, they're completely and utterly allowed to have faults, and I hope that all of them do, because otherwise they just wouldn't be natural. But the problem that I saw, at least, wasn't really just the fact that he was unlikable, but it was that he was unlikable before and after his transformation. This is definitely just my opinion, but I was cringing through most of his screen time. The one time that I cringed less was when he was being genuine. But you can tell overall that the whole goal was to make him obnoxious. And really, they did an absolutely 100% fantastic job on making him obnoxious. You go, writing team, getting your goals done like that. Actually, and stick with me here, it's because of how over-the-top obnoxious he is that it further justifies Fluttershy's assertiveness. Fluttershy has had a problem asserting herself for a very long time. There are even 3 episodes mentioning that she can't be assertive. Sonic Rainboom, where she was trying to be assertive to the guys, putting her hoof down with Iron Will and all of that, and Fluttershy's key episode where she has to try to kick out the Breezies. Because of all these lessons in being assertive, combined with the fact that it's her brother, and we always talk to family members a little bit more differently or a little more comfortably, it's hard for anyone to argue that what Fluttershy was doing is out of character, because all of these arguments can be easily brought up. Also, if the writers ever wanted to make her super shy when trying to be assertive again, they still, at least slightly, have their butts covered, because it's always easier to be assertive with family, especially siblings, than it is with anyone else. Growing up with them all our lives, it's just a different story somehow. So in those ways, this episode really did something quite amazing. We were able to see a side of Fluttershy that we've never seen, and at the same time, we can't say that it's out of character. Once again, great job, writing team. This is also the time where good voice acting is everything. Fluttershy getting angry while still maintaining her Fluttershyness is something that I'm very glad Andrea Libman knows how to do. Speaking of the Breezy episode, check this out.
I know speaking up for yourself can be hard, believe me, but Zephyr will never stand on his own if he can lean on you.
Hasn't she learned a lot? In fact, I thought this was going to be a Fluttershy lesson. I thought it was going to be another one of those you need to be assertive episodes. But it turns out it was actually her brother, and Fluttershy probably gave the most relief in the episode, telling Zephyr Breeze where to go. It seems like whenever there was a problem, Fluttershy was there to put her hoof down.
Stop treating Mom and Dad badly. Go get a job. No, do it right. No manipulation. A deal's a deal. Time to get out.
Fluttershy provided the most relief, because if he was really allowed to do all of those things, it would have been even more cringe-worthy to just watch him step all over people. And I like how Rainbow Dash was the one to really force him into shape, or at least try. I figured she would. I'm really glad they did that. At the same time, though, Fluttershy really does show her kindness in this episode as well. She gets upset at him for what he does, but she's not holding any grudges. She forgives and forgives and forgives, and even mentions that she loves him, but ...
He's never learned to do anything for himself, and I don't know why my parents keep letting him trot all over them.
She throws him out, but then she does go to comfort him. After all, it is her brother. Now, a few more things. I wish I could have a cloud collection. It almost looks like Rainbow Dash designed this room. Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. Spike really knows a lot of cleaning techniques. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's pretty much what he does. And then there's this weird ongoing joke with Rainbow Dash having a thing for Zephyr. I don't know where that came from, but geez, I feel bad for her. In before fans start shipping them. Well, except I can't imagine Zephyr has many fans, so I don't think people would ship them too often. Now, last but not least, that song. Once again, not a bad song, because My Little Pony music is never bad, and it has a good meaning to it, but I guess I can't help but feel like it's a little bit less important. Once again, just my opinion. It's nice, you know, and it has a nice melody, but it's only for Fluttershy's brother, and while that's a big deal, you know, Fluttershy having a brother and everything, at the very same time, because of how he was portrayed as more obnoxious than anything, or more of an obstacle to overcome rather than a character to reform, it feels like another one of those one episode and then gone kind of songs. In other words, and yes, this is definitely just my opinion, but I don't think this is one of those songs that's going to get super popular. Actually, there have been plenty of songs in this season that are the same way. Maybe I'll check up on that a little bit more sometime. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and tell me your thoughts and opinions. After all, this really is just me. Share your thoughts, like or dislike, agree or disagree, and, you know, have a great day.